Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to Speed Force Race Tonight 4, and we're live tonight for the Mexico Grand Prix, and tonight I am joined by a very large amount of requests. We have Ryan Matey. After
Good evening.
Yes, after many requests, you're with me again for the comms box.
Yes, should have some good fun today in Mexico.
Yeah, so yeah, we got a good bit of racing tonight after a thrilling race in the Japanese Grand Prix last week that me and Ryan thoroughly enjoyed, full of incidents and overtakes and blinding moves. So yeah, we having a good time, for the Mexico Grand Prix. So let's go to I'd rather close down Discord 4. Let's go down to the championship standings. Hello to everyone who's just joining now. Hello everyone. We will present you with the standings any second now. Give me a moment. There we go. Okie dokie. Right to the driver standings after last week's amazing race in Japan. Senna Martins has won the GP4 championship for the first time in his SFR career. He's now the champion of GP4 and I expect many things to come. Now the drivers' championship has all been settled and it's all finished. So Senna is now the GP4 champion. X Gamer, who's second now, and Brumi in third. They'll be fighting now to see who will come to Senna's runner-up, and they're tied on points actually on both 164 points. So these two are still going at it, and I'll tell you now, it looks really more exciting. Luke W2K16 will be fourth. It's in fourth. Topics is in fifth. Mad G is sixth. DCG is seventh. His reign as GP4 champion is now over, along with Xander, and then Shadow Britain, the G-Man, who's in 10th after a very astonishing rise to the championship, and he's going to try and catch down Shadow Britain as much as he can. Pro Oliver, who's in Pro 11, along with Hooky and Psychomich. Tommy, who is head of Sonic Hawk. The two Ferraris are Podge and Dan, as will be ahead of Gisloni, and Badger is in 19th. And Need for Speed, who will not be racing tonight, will be in P20. So that is your standings for the drivers. Let's go to the constructors. Let's go to the constructors championship. We got that's the only thing to be settled about. Retno are ahead on a 403 points, ahead of 316, ahead of Red Bull. Alfa Romeo is in third, along with McLaren. Haas is next, ahead of Williams, who's ahead of Ferrari. Oh, bless him. I'll tell him about that in a minute, Senna. We got yeah, but just what to say, Ferrari's ahead of Toro Rosso, ahead of Racing Point and Mercedes. So Ryan, championship is all done now for Senna. It's all down to the constructors now.
Yeah, see if Mexico can make any changes to it. Who's currently leading the constructors?
It's Renault, and they're on a 403. And Red Bull are behind them on 316. We're only a few rounds left of the championship, of course, before we move into season 7. Yeah, definitely, Red Bull are on a good stuff at the moment, so we'll get to see. If you're a champion, Ryan, and now the championship is done, would you just focus on the manufacturers, or are you just going to race hard and get more wins?
From what I remember, in Japan, Senna said he's going to win every single race he can. He's going to go for everything.
I'll tell you what, we were in for it was an absolute thriller of a race going into Japan. Absolute astonishing racing. You got the likes of Topics, who was charging through the field. We had the massive incident with X Gamer, and of course Shadow Britain in the mix of it all. It a crazy race. It was absolutely brilliant to watch. And Mexico, I'll tell you now, if yesterday's race is going to go by, we had a bit of a wet wash with strategy when it comes to Mexico. When I competed in, it was dry qualifying, and we had a dry start and into a wet finish. So that was fun, I must say, in the least. I started P14, and then I got myself into P4. No, P13 to P4.
You had a bit of a wet finish.
Yeah, don't go there. So yeah, it was a dry start turned into a very wet end.
Still didn't sound better. So I believe Senna will be running a gold helmet today to celebrate his championship win. So do look out for that.
Yeah.
In the race.
So yeah, so now Senna, this is gonna be more than ready now to get more wins, to end the season high. Now we'll be moving to season 7. Of course, season 7 and SFR might actually have a new home when the new game gets released. So I'll be amazing to watch. So be sure to look out for season 7 when it comes. So that'd be amazing to watch. All the drivers are all nearly there now, nearly about to get ready, and then we'll be going into the Mexican Grand Prix. What's your thoughts on Mexico then, Ryan?
Well, it's a track I've always hated. Personally, I've always hated it. I find it so tricky. Just those second sector to S-bends, hard if you don't get it right. It's so difficult to carry the speed through. But if you get it perfect, you gain a lot of time. But if you can be consistent through there every lap, you're in for a chance for getting a definite podium.
When it comes to strategy as well, you've got to talk about the tyres, because the softs can go the distance around here, but it's a long shot. But
it's a bit of a push. I would probably say medium hards. The best strat, one stop.
Or if you got aggressive, you have to go soft, medium, medium.
Yeah, aggressive would be soft, medium, medium. Gonna have a lot more grip on those S-bends.
I mean, if you're an F1 driver, if you're a real F1 driver, you go through that. You see the picture there of Mexico's baseball stadium. That's got to be such a feeling to go through there with the crowd just literally all around you. That's one of the most special areas of the track, is that stadium section.
Yeah, especially on the last lap if you're winning the race, like Hamilton was doing last year when he won the championship, and he's driving through with all the fireworks and confetti going off, the crowd cheering his name. It must be unbelievable. I
mean, that's got to be a whole, I don't know, good 30-odd thousand in that stadium area alone. I mean, just admit, Mexico done well last year with the celebrations as well, with the podium. The way they lifted Hamilton's car onto the podium, that was amazing. Fantastic. I'd never seen a podium like that. I wish they'd do more of that, to be fair. That's something you see in a movie or something. It was hello!
Wet quali.
Hey, this is going to be exciting. So the misdemeanor of Sunday came into factors. So Mason just texted me on Facebook saying, "Oh dear, it is oh dear," because we got a wet. He's went through it yesterday and he's got to go through it today, unfortunately. So
the question is the Williams of Shadow Britain going to get out first?
Well, I'm about to find out. We hear the engine. I can see Shadow Britain's garage just there. So,
I do think that's a Mercedes coming out first. Unless Tom can get out front.
And the Alfa Romeo just gets ahead of him. And Tom, as he usually does, he keeps his name and off he goes. So, Ryan, we're qualifying. This is going to bring us This is going to bring some fireworks and see that in the least. So, we've got a few.
It could be that it's raining lightly now. If it does lighten up, they might be able to switch to the softs just before the end of quali and get a soft lap in, if it does dry up.
So we've got a few reserves in tonight. We've got Mason Harris, and who'll be replacing Neva Speed tonight, because Neva Speed unfortunately has got other problems. So and my best wishes go to Harry and his other half for that. I mean, it's not a nice thing when you see your other half literally going through dire straits. So our thoughts and prayers do go to Neva Speed tonight for that. But Mason Harris is in his car, giving the green light in the Merc. We've got Jans Light in the Ferrari, who's replacing Podge tonight as well. And of course we got We got Punching Head in the I think it's the Red Bull in there, or the Toro Rosso. I think it's the Toro Rosso. No, it's a Red Bull. My apologies. So let's have a look at Senna's lovely gold helmet, shall we? There it is. Senna's lovely gold helmet. He's won the championship now, and I have to admit, it's a special feeling when you win the championship, isn't it?
Yeah, it must feel great for him knowing that he's won it already. And he still wants to win the races, as he said before in Japan, but yeah, he's going to feel good going to this race.
So let's have a look at Tom then. He goes back into the pits actually after a broken front wing, so Tom will not do the...
just on the last corner.
So Mason Harris is on a lap now, and so you and me, Rob, we know Mason very, very well. We play games with him, we play COD with him, FIFA with him. We know him very well, but he's a good driver as well, isn't he? When it comes to Formula One.
See how he does in the wet round this tricky track. He has had a purple sector faster than Topics.
So let's have a look here. So
I think someone's broken it. Someone's beaten that. Who's that? Is that Senna?
It could most likely to be Senna. So this is going to be interesting.
We have
in the
Mercedes off the last corner.
And
the wall.
And that is the G-Man. It's the G-Man, and that's not going to be good for him as he touched the wall. Is there wing damage? It doesn't look like it.
No, there isn't.
So there's no damage, but he's coming back into the pit, so I think for a new set of inters. So Ryan, when it comes to Mexico, of course, I mean, it's going to be so tricky in the wet, especially for the second sector. And Mason's invalidated.
Mason, I was about to say he has invalidated. And Topics as well. Invalidated his lap.
So where's Senna? Where's Senna? There he is. Senna's on a lap now. He's on a 30.6 first sector. Let's see what the GP4 champion can do.
He's just about to start the S's.
Let's go on board with him. Let's see how he gets on. Just learning with a 32.4.
He's going to get validation.
You can go wide there. I have tested the track limits before through there. You can go wide there. It's allowed. But it's not just too much.
Yeah, just don't go that bit over. But he has had a purple sector, but I think someone else might have taken it away from him.
Well, here comes Senna now into the final corner. Now we go through the... Just have to be on the power here. It's going to be something else. Jan's love with a 27.2 and Senna puts in a 26.8.
26.8.
The champion is just he's got like no flaws at all with it, doesn't he?
Yeah, just knuckles down.
And it comes Luke. Okay, where's James Hook? I think James Hook is about to come through to the last turns now. James Hook now coming towards the final part of the track. Lovely exit. Here he comes around the last corner. James Hook goes into P5, and we're going to find out where Luke is. And he goes into P10. So no, P6 actually. Good work. Has 6s or 7, 8 now because we got Xander with a 27.1 goes into P2. So great work there from the Toro Rosso man.
Yeah, we've got Tom on a lap currently in the Williams, just behind Luke.
Yeah,
should
just
hopefully get out of his way.
So we've got Shadow Bren now. It comes towards the first stadium section. When it comes to Mexico, Ryan, I know it's like a high altitude like circuit, but the fan zones here around Mexico are something. I mean, look at the scene of fans.
Massive grandstands, absolutely chock-a-block full of spectators. Hopefully, I'd say wanted to see Senna do something today.
So Tom now into the S sectors now, and we're going to see how he cracks on. He's doing all right. You can cut that curve on the inside and get more of a better line coming out of his exit sections. I think you can gain a bit more time through there, but into the right-hander now coming into the main grandstand through into the baseball stadium, the most iconic part of the track. Be careful, Tom. Very close.
Oversteer there.
Now he needs to be easy on the power, which he does. He's running medium traction control now thanks to the SFR boys, and it's P7 for Shadow Britain. And Mason now, he starts his lap.
And G-Man as well, just behind him, I think.
The G-Man is
G-Man's
just
coming into this first stadium session. Well, one's a bit deep there.
it's the highest prospects for Mert tonight because we all know what the G-Man's capable of in this league now.
Yeah, he's fast, so hopefully he can get up into the top 5.
G-Man's about to hit into the SXs, so if it's a wet race, if it's a wet qualifying, something like this, Ryan, go through here. You have to really finesse the car through this sort of section here because you don't want to use all the power going through that section.
Feather the throttle. You don't want to go too
Oh, Jans Lights, what a lap! I just spotted that. On the Inters as well. He must have gone for another run because he's on 2-lap old Inters. So
that's
fair play there.
There for 3-lap old Inters, brilliant stuff.
I'll tell you now, that'll give Mason to something to think. Not Mason, Senna to think about. So. Don't count Senna out just yet. It's a P7, and it's careful there, Mason, as he's about to cross into the Spaceball Stadium. Good camera shot over the head over the shoulder of Mason Harris.
A bit of oversteer there on the exit.
We got good. I just seen that. Was that a pole glitched into the track? I just seen a pole glitch into the track. I think it might be not. I think it's just me, but.
I think you might be seeing things going crazy. The Sykomich now coming out of the last few S's. He's on a hot lap.
Here comes Sykomich now, going into the baseball section. It's got I think it's Energy Dan behind. Energy Dan's got it validated, but of course he's on a out lap, so that wouldn't really matter as much.
Comes the last section. Oh, we've got a yellow flag in 6-2. It's like someone's lost it on the S's.
That's
a Toro Rosso.
It's Sonic Hawk. Yeah, Sonic Hawk has spun. Sykomich has bailed his lap, so he's not going to do another run. Energy Dan is though. So Ryan, let's go aboard with Energy Dan here. And you want to take us a lap through Mexico in the wet?
Yeah, of course. So we're on board with the Ferrari. Come down at the main straight. Very long braking zone. You want to brake just before the 100-meter board. Here we go, 200, 150, 100, braking hard into the right-hander. Just clip the curb, go wide on the exit, and then again go clip the curb, perfect. Could have gone a bit tighter there, maybe. Don't want to go too wide, getting validation. Looks like he's all good. Coming to the first stadium section, for again brake on the 100-meter board. 150, 100, and second gear. Goes a bit deep there. Can he carry speed through? Looks like he's carried it through alright. So a double right-hander, very tricky part is trying to lose or make time there. Now starting the S's. Need to get a good entrance and exit on this corner to carry you through. Looks like he's gone a bit wide. Oh. He's carrying the speed alright though. As he's got his teammate in front of him, possibly, I think he's just come off from the S's. Could have gone a bit more fluid through there. A little bit of slipstream here off his teammate. So coming again in now into the last sector, into the stadium section. He's gone very deep and he's lost the rear.
Oh.
Very good catch there. Could have gone horribly wrong. Might still be able to get a good lap.
Still in third gear. It was good in third gear going on that final few set of corners. Now it's all about the power, isn't it, Ryan?
Yeah, just got to get the power down, but get it down very nicely so you don't get any wheel spin. That's 129.6, puts him in P14.
I just got news as well for Senna as well that this rain is going to go into the race. We've got basically it's going to be the same weather. It's going to be the same weather that I had in yesterday's race. It's going to be a dry start. It's going to be a wet ending. So fireworks are about to be lit even more.
Well, that's going to be interesting. I cannot wait to see what happens.
Tom starts his lap now.
As we see, X-Gamer has chosen the soft tyres. He's in the pits at the moment. I think the rain has stopped.
The rain has stopped, yes, so the track is going to dry out. So
it's definitely going to be
it depends. It depends who's going to be out first. Oh, and Tom, little bit of a slide.
Hookie's come out on the softs.
So the drivers think it's dry enough.
And Senna as well has come out on the softs too. Yeah, the rain stopped and the track does dry out very, very quickly.
Yeah, exactly. So now the rain has stopped, and now We're about to go into the dry runs now. Who is going to be getting pole position for this race? Because you know, when we come to this circuit, oh, Tom's got a little bit wide through there, but he keeps holding on. But you know, Ryan, when it comes to calling it right, beyond the, like Martin Brundle says, DRS has been enabled, so the track is dry. I was about to say, Martin Brundle says the old saying, be on the right tyre at the right time will be the perfect chance now, isn't it?
Yeah, got to get out on the softs or the mediums, or either one. Could start on the mediums for the race and carry your way through until it rains. Surprised Senna hasn't gone out on the mediums to do a medium lap, but he would have time to do a medium and then a soft lap.
Now the track it looks like it's bone dry, but you never know about damp patches, of course, and the track is still cold as well, so the drivers still need to be careful when it comes to the power and everything else. So really, it's all about finesse. Jan's Light is on the medium tyres, so he's gone for a medium run. So that's all good for him. Zander is still on the inters. I think he's going to be coming in. He's on an outlap actually. Zander's on an outlap on the inters. I don't know why.
That's interesting.
So we've got some. Let's have a look at a few comments. We got Eva Reva there, Lecker G-Man, Rudy, or something like that. I think it's something to do with the G-Man.
The track might still be a bit wet. As watching Luke and Hooky, they seem to be sliding in the rear a bit.
Well, Mad G starts his lap now.
Senna.
He goes back into the pits. That's
so interesting. For he might be going for mediums.
Like Mad G is at the moment. He's on the on those medium tyres. Alan Clark says, I love Ryan's voice, so he's enjoying your voice work there, Ryan.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I do have a sexy voice, so...
Well, you know that's you, innit? So, Mad G now, 410... Now, yeah, the track is dry now. He's gone 4/10 faster already on those medium tyres. It's Mad G.
What Senna's doing? He's still in the pits.
Is he going back out again or for the mediums, or is he going to go out...
No, he's gone for the medium tyre choice.
So this has got. I think the guys have seen the weather and they're thinking they want to go long before the rain comes in the race. So that's a good call, I think, from the players.
And Punch all need to get out quick before.
Hooky with a 1:23.7. He's on pole position. Well, he's on the sauce, mind you, but don't count his luck just yet. Hooky could get his maiden, very unlikely pole there. That'd be a massive upset, but.
Yeah,
fair due to Hooky there.
That was actually an outlap, Ollie, for the softs.
But Hooky sets his pole
he's
time.
Actually gone for a lap.
Man G with a 25.0, 2 seconds slower. Oh, Jan's Light! Oh man, oh, Jan's Light, you lucky boy, just holding on to the car there on those medium tyres. So Hooky with a 1:23.7.
So we've got G-Man and Mason both behind one another, about to do their fast laps.
Is the Mercedes playing the tow game now? I don't think so. I think they're a bit too far away for the tow game.
I think they're going to give each other a bit of space.
So the G-Man's on the mediums and Mason is on the mediums as well. Is this Mason's debut here in GP4? Because I haven't seen him last week in Japan.
Yeah, I think it might be.
So well done, Mason. I hope you're looking after Harry's car very well. So Luke has gone into pole now with 1:23.512, a good 3/10 faster.
Oh, Mason. Oh, very close to invalidation there.
He's still carrying on though, and on those medium tyres. There's the Mercedes, and Mason is still holding on. It's a purple sector at the moment for the Mercedes man. Let's see how he does into this first intersection, going through the double right. Well, not really counted as a double right, really, but you know, logic here. Now the S section is how he cuts on with this difficult section of corners. You have to be. Is it me, Ryan? Or do you really have to go aggressive over these set of corners?
Yeah, you've got a lot of the curves you can ride and carry a lot more speed through. You can be very aggressive over the curves, especially T1, 2 and 3.
4.1 seconds faster is Mason. He's very quick at the moment. 4.1 seconds in his last lap time.
Maybe He might be able to do a 122 if possible. Here he comes around the last corner.
He's gunning for it, isn't he? He's pushing hard. Oh, and G-Man goes into the pole position with 123.
Oh,
Mason!
123.5
Whoa!
Mason
Harris! What a lap for Mason! That was incredible! Couldn't get his first pole position in his first ever race here. Oh, it's not anymore.
Oh, no.
Luke with a 120.8 gutting there for Mason. He will not go again. So Luke is on pole position. Thomas into 23.4. He's into 4th place. So fantastic work there.
Well, as it looks at it, Mason will be starting on the mediums though. So if he can stay in P5 and above,
Manji's retired.
Last a lot longer.
Manji's had enough. Where's Senna? Senna's not going again. Look at Senna. He's stopped. He's slowed down to give himself some space.
Yeah, he's gonna have enough time to cross the line. So this is gonna be it. This is gonna be his lap to possibly get him onto pole.
The Toro Rosso Sando are 119.5. So the times are starting to come down now.
Senna needs to do a cracking lap. He needs to beat 119.5 on the medium compound
That is a tough order because that's a soft tyre run there. You're talking there. That's a tall order.
We'll follow Senna around the whole track as we follow him on his hot lap to try and get on pole.
But the strong guys at the moment is Mason and the G-Man in P3 and 4. They're looking very pretty for the race if the rain is going to come later on in the race. So keep on the Mercedes. Because you never know, they could be a really good hit batter and Shannon Britton as well. So 3, 4 and 5 is looking very pretty for the medium runners. 1.2.
Yeah, they should be able to last hopefully till the rain.
1.2 seconds faster. Mason's not fast enough yet to beat Zander. As he goes towards the end section now. Oh my goodness me!
Young's light on the medium tyres. Hopefully Senna will see that and think he can beat it. Because he's just about to enter the last section of his S's.
He's pushing on now in Senna. He's got this one last section. What's the last section? 5 seconds faster. And he does go pole! Dan's gone pole! Trying 1-2.
And now Senna's coming through this last stadium section.
That's tall. He's got to have a 118. He needs a 118 to beat. 118 to beat.
The last corner. Here he goes.
Is it Andy Dan's first pole in a while? And it is! Andy Dan's got pole! Dan's got pole in Mexico! Oh my word. Got him now for them.
From Senna though. 119.2 on the medium compound. Matching the soft tyres.
But Andy Danno in the Ferrari and Jans Lights in the other. 1-3 for the Ferraris. They're looking such good form at the moment going to Mexico. Congratulations to Andy Dan for getting pole. What an absolute brilliant step for qualifying. Andy Dan gets pole and well deservedly so. He gets a 119.0. for that, and since you have a tall order, because Senna is going to be on those medium tyres, so because Peter and McLaren's Psychomich is in there, P3 didn't spot that. He must have got one down at the end of that. That's also amazing. So we've got Jans Light, Zander, Topics, Mason Harris, Luke Broomy, Sonical, G-Man, Tom there in P12, just loading, James Hook, Manji Proliver, X Gamer, DCG, and Adam Puncher in Head, or Adam known as likely. Completes that, but few changes there for the qualify I didn't see. Mason said to me, Ryan, that he went for another lap and got 2 seconds better. So, that's what Mason just said to me.
It must have been in validation then, unfortunately for him.
But there we go. Then now, depends. It depends now. Now, what are the soft time runners going to do?
Yeah, I wonder how long they're going to last. We're going to say maybe 8-9 laps on the softs.
Now, we need to keep an eye on those medium time runners, Ryan, because they will go. They'll definitely try to go. These ones will have to go the distance till the rain comes. They're playing the rain strategy here, aren't they?
Yeah, the soft guys are definitely going to have to pit earlier and go on the medium tyres. It's going to be unfortunate for them because they'll have to do a 2-stop and they'll have to take a much longer time through the race. So the medium runners are going to have a much better advantage. Just about to start the formation lap now.
That's so good. Very good to see that. Very good. Congratulations there to Energy Dan as well for going into... oh, just a bit of breaking news there. DCG, Ryan, is on the hard tyres. So he's definitely going...
Yes,
and Pro Oliver. Pro Oliver and DCG. But now, that's interesting. They're going to play they're playing the major rain strategy there. So, keep an eye on those two, Ryan, because they'll be a factor.
Oh, big factor. If they can last until the rain, do a one-stop onto the inters to the end, I think they'll have that in the bag. The soft runners, like I say, they'll have to pit twice. So if they're within the gap to the leaders, the people on the hards might be able to undertake them in the pits.
So we've got a few positions there that we didn't expect here for GP4. Energy Dan gets a pole position for this is first in a very long time, so GG for Energy Dan there. Psychomich up there in P3. We've got Lance Lyons reserving for Podge in P4, so Ferrari looking a bit strong for the Tifosi, for the young Tifosi. We've got Xander in there, Topics. Mason in P7, he should be very happy with that in his debut for GP4. So that
hopefully see big things from Mason.
Let's hope that the not crash into Mason's curse is going to be a factor as well. Hopefully that's not going to happen.
As they all slow down to warm the tyres up, just that last bit.
And Dan is back at the start, and so is Psychomich. Dan's back at the start, and so is Senna. So those are a little bump, but no matter in it. It's a little bump, so they'll be back. They're pretty much done the whole lap anyway. But
just forming up now onto the grid.
Here comes Psychomich. Keeping on Pro Oliver and DCG here, because these two are going to be a major. Do not even count them out going into this race, as all the drivers now are about to line up for this Mexican Grand Prix. It's all about the manufacturers' titles now, with pretty much the Red Bulls in 17th and 19th. So Renault looking very strong. So we're all looking good to go here for the Mexican Grand Prix, and we're about to get underway for this race. All the drivers about to log in now. Here we go to 5 red lights for this Mexican Grand Prix, and we're lights out and off we go here in Mexico. And Energy Dan, it's got a good bit of a good start. And Psychomich has got to go 3 wide into the first part of the first corner. Look at it, looks like it's 4 wide going into the first lot of corners, and they still go for squeeze. Manchi's out of the race. Manchi's out of the race. I don't know what's happened there to him. Oh, and Brumi's got a first point, second penalty as well. Safety car because of Manchi. He's out of the race. And bad news for Renault there.
Yeah, unfortunate for Manchi there. I didn't actually see what happened. We'll have to look after the race. A big accident, must have been big. His safety car is deployed. So now, will the soft runners want to pit for the hard tyres and
or they're gonna
the rain?
Or can they could save those soft tyres and go longer?
Oh, possibly. If they're only going to last maybe, let's say, maximum 10 laps on the data, they might be able to squeeze 12 out of them.
I did squeeze, like, I don't know, I think I remember my race yesterday. I think I squeezed out, I think I'm possible. Well, I was being kind to the tyres, of course, because of the driving style that I'm using, but you can possibly squeeze another, I don't know, like you said, 13, 14 laps on the sauce. So it depends on the driving style. It does depend on that, yeah. But Ferrari 1-2 at the moment, so we're looking very good for Ferrari here. And Mason
Senna's lost 2 places.
So yeah, Mason Senna's lost 2 places. Psychomich is in the pit, so was he the one that was there contact with Psychomich there going into the first corner? We don't know, but let's give a shout out here to Mason. Mason is in P4. Mason's in P4. Unbelievable stuff for Mason.
Places. Right, they're tucked in behind Senna. We've actually had quite a few cars pit. We've had Psychomich, Bruni, X-Gamer all pitted.
Luke's in there as well. DCG's pitting. Don't know why, but
they've gone for the medium tyres. Very interesting. They kept stuck on the hards.
Exactly. Brumi's pitted as well. Did Brumi just pit for softs? Did Brumi just pit for softs? He did.
He has. He's gone for the soft strategy.
Now,
what's he doing that for?
I wonder why. I mean, that is very odd, but you know. You can't deny Brumi and his strategy. X Gamer's out to the... Oh, X Gamer's crashed into the first corner!
He has crashed into the first corner
Under the safety car. That is strange. I mean, that is absolutely strange. Bad news for X Gamer and Brumi. That is very odd to see, I must admit, but you know.
Yeah, I was just wondering why I saw a blue dot hanging off the edge of the track on my data.
On his data.
And I thought it might have been a bit of a glitch on the data, but no, he is out of the session.
So we've got both Manji out in the first corner and X Gamer, so very strange coincidences there. Very strange.
Another lap under the safety car.
So right now we've got Dan and Jans Lights in P1 and 2. Jans Lights is definitely going to go longer on those mediums. Is the Ferraris going to switch? Or is anything going to figure out pulling away as far away as possible?
I think Energy Dan will definitely have the paces on the softs. He might want to have to pull away, but if Young's has got the pace and he's going to last longer, then Energy Dan, I think, would have to let him through. It only makes sense.
It does make sense. So keeping on those medium runners of Light, Senna, don't forget Mason as well. He's on those medium tyres as well. So two and 4 actually looking very strong going into that medium run. So in my opinion, these medium runners will have the best amount of advantage, but you've got to admit it.
Sanders in the mix there on the softs, and G-Man as well in between all the medium runners. So it's going to be interesting to see if G-Man can get in front of Topics and catch up with the front runners.
Topics there in P6 of course. We've got Tom in P8 as well. We've got the G-Man in there as well in P7. Very strange amount of accidents, but of course it's the first lap, so you can't help the misdemeanor of the first lap, of course, because it's a very difficult braking zone after a very long drag race straight. I mean, you've got to bound something to happen in the first corner. You can't really help that.
It's quite confusing. You've got 4 balls, obviously 200, 150, 100. As we see, the safety car is in this lap. Now Energy Dan's going to control the pace of the cars behind him.
Let's see how well behaved the drivers underneath the first safety car restart. This is the first of 3, don't forget, because of the game, of course, is like that. I mean, you can't help but the game, of course, is a free restart car restart. It's a very slow restart, but all the drivers looks like they're behaving, so that's all good to see. And Energy Dan now it's about to go into the power now. We're underway. We're restarting here in Mexico, and off we go at the Hermanos Autodromos Rodriguez. Yes, I can't pronounce names. Don't be such me being a nerd, but you know it's me. So Jans Lights 5/10 now behind Energy Dan. We've got Sensei Mon, who's just playing his safe at the moment. He knows he's going long, so is Mason Harris as well. So the closest bar we got at the moment is down in Luke and Adam.
It's very wide out of that corner.
And Adam goes into P14 and off he goes into the distance. We got DCG going a little bit wide, but Brumi is still sticking behind the Alfa Romeo. So we've got Energy Dan, of course, still ahead of Jans Lights there as well. We've got Prolifer and Psychimich having a bit of a battle. Let's have a look at what they're doing side by side. Going into the right-hander. On off we go into the S section at full speed for the first time.
Yep, looks like they're all holding well. No one's gone off the track.
We've got Jans Lights now 2 tenths behind, so he's sticking with pace of Energy Dan too. That now
he's got very good pace on his mediums, keeping up there, didn't you? I expect they'll do the swap down the straight.
Are they going to do? They've got to be in a party together, of course, to keep communications with each other. Let's see if the Ferraris do switch. Senna gets a 1:19.7.
lap, being in 3rd position.
Now, is the Ferraris going to switch, or is they going to stay as they are? Then Dan's trying to break the toe from Jans Lights, but Lights still stay behind. Oh, the Ferrari's about to go a little bit side by side. Oh, and they're still X Gamers left the session after a very weird accident, unfortunately. But Jans Lights, he's going for the lead here. Jans Lights and Energy are about to have a little fight, so the Ferrari's not putting team orders. The Ferrari's got to put team orders. I think Dan's got to let him through, you know, to keep Ferrari's strong position.
Yeah, but Senna's pushing really hard against Jans Light. He's going for a move on the outside.
Oh, what a move!
He's made it stick.
Oh, it's a bit of lag there for Jans Light.
Jans Light spun!
Oh, no,
Jans Light
spun!
spun!
Oh, dear, oh dear. What a save, though. Must admit, though, for Light, lucky he only hit the back of the car on the wall, but Mason Harris is into P3.
Excellent driving. Now Senna's catching up to the energy.
And now Dan is going to be in a world of bother because he's now got our new GP4 champion right behind him. Let's see if Dan can fence Senna off. These two are very good friends, but when it comes to the track, they're just rivals. About to battle out. We got Punch in Your Head and just Lodian going a little bit, having a little argy-bargy, but these two are through. The Haas drivers have been well behaved as well. Luke, and Luke hit the wall, and he's not going to have with that. But that's the way it goes. Senna's looking down the inside and down on Dan, but Dan holds him off.
Yeah, it looks like Tom's closing the gap between him and Stander. It's only about 0.5 now.
It's a train of cars though behind Topics. And seeing that now, it's a bit of a train. It's a Jans Light. It's going back at Topics already. And Senna and Dan don't have a go again. Senna down the outside, and good move for Senna. Good move, Senna, and into P1 he goes. Now he's got the tyre advantage. Now he's got the pace of the car. Now he's got to be on his way and see if he can try and create a gap over Energy Dan. Now it's the time to push for Senna.
Yeah, Mason's pulling away as well. He's keeping up with the two front runners. Looks like he's got great pace.
Topics as well.
He's in within the 1 second gap. So he's going to have DRS down the main straight if he keeps up.
Punching Head, let's have a look at Punching Head. He's all over the back of Psychomich. He's just wandering all around the back wing of Broomy, the McLaren of Broomy. He's overtaken Luke as well. Yep. So
we have Jans Light pushing the rear of Topics.
Let's have a look at see how Mason's doing. He's got the DRS on Dan. Dan has got DRS. So let's have a look at Jans Light. This could be an amazing podium for Jans Light if he can get past Dan. He does.
But Mason's made the move.
But can he make it stick into the braking zone? He can just about. We got Top and Jans. Oh, Topics taking on Jans Light. Light still holding on. Topics still holding on. But Jans Light's not got none of it though. And Topics is going to try and make a move on Dan. Does that look how he gets on?
I think Mason may have a DRS issue.
Did you see the wing pop up?
The wing did not pop up. He had DRS available.
Oh, that's not good for Mason at all, isn't it? Good start to the race, though. Good lot of battles going on.
Great train between 9th up to 1st, all within 1 second of each other. All can have DRS.
Well, all of them apart from Mason, so that's a bit of annoyance, but that's Mason, of course, but he's still chugging along. Jans Light side by side.
Next to Jans Light.
Oh, it's down the inside, don't it, your teammate Lights, but he makes it through, and now Dan's going to think about letting Jans Light through. He's too fast for him down this area.
Yeah, look at this trainer. Xander gets a 3-second time penalty for
multiple warnings. Sorry, Tom, that's got to be done. So, unfortunate for you.
Now, look at this train coming down the front.
G-Man's not taking on Topics. G-Man's taking on Topics. Look at this train of cars. They're all bummed, all rear to front wing. Jans Light still sticking behind Dan. Tommy's about to make a move on. Oh, just so close. And the clouds. Look at the clouds, Ryan. Look at the clouds. Look at the sky. It's about to rain soon. The clouds are starting to come in. Now it's about to come in. Very interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, as Topics breaks late. Oh, very...
I can't keep up with all of this, Ryan. I really cannot keep up with it all.
There's too much going on at one time.
Now Dan has got to make a very brave decision here. Is he gonna he's not going to give Jans Lights the place here, isn't he?
No, but energy down because very slow.
Oh, the body's touched! No! Ferrari have got it wrong again.
Oh, he's entered the track very dangerously, and the other cars have just managed to dodge him.
Oh my goodness, that was dangerous there. Safety car. Now,
very dangerous there from Jans Light.
But controversy of Ferrari. Well, is it in the other controversy of Ferrari? To be fair, it reminds me of Vettel and what's the other one? Leclerc. That's the one. Dan comes in, and Mercedes are 2 and 3 now.
Well, that's twice now the Mercedes I think have clouded each other, and this time it's caused big problems.
You mean the Ferraris, right? Not the Mercs.
Sorry, no, I thought I said Ferraris. Obviously not, but yeah.
They're red, not silver.
It's going to make some big discussion between them of who.
I think Dan and Lights are about to. Oh, and Mason! Did Mason in the wall there? Or was it just lag? I just saw Mason lagged. It was just lagged. It's just lagged. Don't worry, fellas. Mason's fine. Don't worry. Guys like say, come on, man. But that's something for you and that's something for you and Dan to talk about. Unfortunately, Lights. Sorry, unfortunately. So you two got the good Ferrari talk. Make sure it's not Italian. So.
As Senna is now in his natural position, being in first, and the two Mercs behind him, with Mason and G-Man, they've had a good race so far, and Tom's up into 5th.
Whew. Good time for a breather.
I think the medium runners are going to stay out. They're going to save the mediums, keep them going.
And this is going to play into the hard time runners as well of Psychomich as well. When it comes to, I got hiccups actually after my dinner, which is a bit annoying. I got a bit of hiccups, so that's a bit irritating to see. But now, who's got the strong position? It's got to be the medium time runners for sure now. It's got to be the medium runners to have the advantage.
Yeah, the medium runners are definitely on the advantage of Senna, Mason. They're going to have a lot clearer as the MCG gets a 10-second time penalty for exceeding the track limits.
Goodness
under the safety
me.
car.
Crazy stuff. This is the second one, of course. Oh, we got a bit of news from, I think this is from X Game. I crashed out because my controller is broken. That is gutting to hear. Nothing on his own doing there as well. That is a real shame for X Game. That is a massive shame.
Really unfortunate.
That's stuff you really don't want to see as well. But now, Mason, the guys on the advantage is Mason, Harris, and Sen. And I think now Mason has got the best pace, having a good pace at the moment on those medium tyres.
Yeah, he's stuck up with the front runners, and he's just snuck his way up into second. I don't think anyone expected this from him on his debut of GP4.
And Harry's going to be watching along as well. Harry, if you are watching, please give Mason some support, man, because if you are we're friends, we're good friends, and me and Ryan know Mason very well. Of course, he's our friend, of course. We play games with him and everything else, like I said before. But we are very happy that he's in P2, and we are actually quite happy that we're enjoying a very good race here in GP4. Well, mind you, one is always not a good race in GP4, to be fair.
Well,
no, the safety car.
Different strategies. Just having a look through. So we've got the two Hasses, one on mediums, which is Giselodian, and Luke on the hards. So I think Giselodian's going to have a slightly bit of disadvantage compared to Luke. Oliver and Energy Dana slowed right down as the safety car is in this lap.
Here we go again. Now the next question is, when is the rain coming? He's pushing him.
Oh, he's right behind him.
And the G-Man's is looking at it as well. He's pushed on. Senna launches away and off he goes. And we're back underway here at GP4. And the G-Man is going to look at his teammates. And let's have a look how the G-Man gets on. Andrew Dan has already made a move into P13. So Dan's going to try and make some ground after an incident with his teammates. But and look at it, and the G-Man and Topics is going down the inside. Oh, and it stays as Mercedes 2 and 3.
I think we have Punch. He went very wide onto the second corner, and he went.
Oh, it's a massive load of chaos. And oh dear, Ryan, bad news. It's down and Jan to the lights again. Down the lights again.
Very close to each other, and Yanks Light goes for the move.
They did not touch. Look at Yanks Light. Mason's there. Where's Mason at? Mason spun, and that's not. Oh, Mason, that is massively gutting. And where's the G-Man? Tom's in P3. Tom's in P3.
And the rain comes down. The rain is coming down now. You see the droplets on our screens.
Tom's in P3, Ryan. Can Tom finally get his first podium in SFR? But Sanders not going to have none of that, though. He's got to push that winnings as much as they can.
Well, the two Ferraris, Energy Dan and Yanks Light. Oh, as Punch gets a 3-second time penalty. The two Ferraris are both pushing each other to get more overtakes. Then Youngslight is right on the chuck of DCG.
And Mason gets a 3-second time penalty as well. So
Youngslight's going down the inside through the last corner. He's going to make the move on DCG. He's going to sneak in behind, get the slipstream.
There you go now. Youngslight now. Both Ferraris are absolutely flying at the moment. These two are absolutely good. These two are going like the prancing horses on the Derby day. These two are going down the end. Youngslight's go down the inside, and Dan is going around the outside. Look at this. DCG can lose 2 places in the amount of 3 corners, and now Dan now. The DCG pushing Dan hard, but now Dan's got the DRS, and now this DRS has been disabled because this is the DRS down on Dan there.
I expect it will be disabled soon as the rain's coming down and the track's going to get a lot wetter.
Light's about to go down the inside.
Must be dying.
Lights now down the inside of Cyclomist, side by side going into the end section. Please be careful, you two.
Oh, so tight through there.
And Cyclomist still holds on. Oh, look at this.
He's had to cut the corner.
And Lights goes through into P7. And then there's Lights and going to P. Lights is absolutely flying. And James Hook now coming towards the back of the G-Man.
Yeah, Tom's still in third at the moment. It looks like he's going to try to stick in position and hold off Xander. Xander's on the softs.
When is the guys going to react? When the guys are good? DRS has been disabled because of the rain. Now, it's about reaction now, right as my phone falls off. G-Man's about to go into the pits now. G-Man's in the pits.
Youngslight is right up the chop of Hooky, going down the last straight. He's pulled out onto the inside.
It's going down to the inside and now it's all no DRS all about the engine power and hers. So,
both Mercs have pitted. And G-Man has chosen the Inter tyres.
And I think Mason's going to follow on as well. Mason's going to follow on. So, the Mercedes are reacting first.
Is it too early?
Is it too early though? Yes, I was about to say, is it too early? To go can you last another 2 to 3 laps?
I'd say it's going to take another 2 laps for the rain to settle. Those Inters, I think, are going to burn out way too quickly.
Oh, this is going to be very interesting.
Though. So the racing line is gone, so maybe the rain has already settled in a little bit, so the Inters might be okay for now.
But the track is still a bit dry, so it's all about a matter of when. We've got Sonic Cork and Broomy starting to fight it off now in these wet conditions. While these
Youngslight again is going to make a move. He's going into Hooky on the second stage of section. It's Youngslight spun again.
Oh my goodness me! Like I have to admit, Ryan. Oh no, it's the Ferraris again. Hopefully these two are not going to bang wheels with each other once again. They're
right next to each other. We're going to go to the last.
Please don't touch. Please don't touch. Please, please for begs don't touch. And they're side by side once again. The Ferraris are all over each other. I don't know what the Ferrari team boss will figure this, but now Psychomage is all over the back of them. And Dan is. Wait a minute, is Youngslight got DRS there? I thought the DRS was disabled.
Youngslight had DRS on the straight just as they came out of the last corner. I think.
I thought the DRS was disabled.
No, it's not yet. It was enabled. I was meant to correct you, but I forgot. There's too much action going on.
Oh, there's too much. You're not wrong there.
Nickelodeon now pits for Inters.
Psychomage comes down for a move on engine down for P7. Dan just holds him off. Oh, right.
Dan's gone wide again. Those softs must be very worn.
Oh, they can't be. They're only 5 laps old. Xander's on 13 laps.
Xander's stuck out of 13 laps softs. He's very brave.
Like I said before, I think it's down to driving style to see what the tyres can really hold on to. But Tom, can he actually get his first podium here in SFR at long? He's been begging for one. He's been targeting a podium. Can he finally get a podium here in SFR? That'll be amazing for him.
Got to get a great pit stop and pit just at the right time. It looks like the intermediate runners are struggling at the moment.
Is Tom coming in? No, Tom's not coming in. So he's still being the wet. It's still too dry, but I think, in my opinion, it's still correct. So Psychomage as well on those hard tyres. He's got to be thinking, very interesting at the moment.
Yeah, he's just on the back of DCG. He's got DRS on him. I don't think he's going to be close enough to make the move.
Adams in the pits now in the Red Bull.
He's closing the And he's going
Oh,
for the move. He's
don't touch you too! Oh, it's a bit wide! Oh,
forced DCG wide.
Oh,
Here goes this Sonic Hawk in the
Sonic
background.
Hawk!
Oh,
what a sneaky move from Sonic Hawk there. That was amazing of him to go through. And we got Jans Light going to P. Oh, and Jans Light's making moves!
What a move!
Oh,
Double move there.
Jans Light is absolutely pushing that car, isn't he? He's going to places where people can't overtake. But I was about to say, is it me or is Jans Light's pushing a bit too hard?
I think he's got a bit too much confidence. I think he does need to keep it more consistent because he's made the overtakes, but it has
He's on the back of Tom already. He's on the back of Tom already. But it's not about that. It's all about the timing when the inters are going to make it a effect. But let's have a look at the Mercs. A bit not thereabouts at the moment, but. I think
Jans Light's going to make the move happen, isn't he? He's got him down the straight.
Tom's defending well, but I think his third position, and you can see on board that the rain is really starting to come down now. So Tom will not be too disheartened by this. But is that Sander in the pits? It is. Sander's in the pits. So we got Mason. We've got drivers pitting. Drivers are now pitting. Xander's onto the intermediates now, and a change of front wing. We've got DCG into the pits as well. G-Man has been lagged out of the session. Hope he can come back. So now we've got drivers now starting to go onto his inter. Oh, Mason, man. Oh dear.
Yeah, the inter drivers have pitted way too early. The DRS is still enabled at the moment, and until DRS is disabled, I wouldn't pit for the wet tyres.
We've got Pro Oliver now overtaking Luke. Oh, and Pro Oliver's gone way too deep, and that's going to give Luke that 9th place again. So, and now Senna gets a 3-second time penalty. Now, what's going to happen here? So Senna's still going okay on those medians, and Topic's still going alright as well on the same tyre. It's still dry. Mason's retired from the set. Oh dear. Mason. We both feel sorry for you, man.
Yeah, I'm really unfortunate there for Mason. I think pitted for the inters too early and he's just had an unfortunate stint there on the inters.
Yeah,
now here we go. Here's Senna's pitting. Senna's going
to go for the inters. He's gone for the inters. Senna's gone for the inters. And so is Topic is in as well. So Jans Light is going to take the lead. And where's Tom? He's in the pits as well. I think this is now time round for the inters. I think they timed it a little bit just right.
Are pitting, except for Pro Oliver, who stayed out on the hard.
Hook it down side by side, but now this just not enough. Fryer 1-2 at the moment here in the Mexico Grand Prix.
Yeah, those dry tyre runners are really struggling. DRS is still enabled, so the track's still safe enough for DRS, but I expect maybe next lap it will be disabled.
So right now, the Fryers are leading the race, but remember, they haven't pitted for those inters.
There we go, DRS is disabled.
Right, now it's time. Now Senna, Topics, and Tom, and all the rest of them who pitted just then on the inters, they have timed it just right to go onto those inter tyres.
Yeah, looks like Tom came out in 7th behind Pro Oliver. So he's going to be behind Topics and Senna once Pro Oliver pits for the wet tyres.
Tom will be. So you're saying Tom was going to be in P3 after
he's
Dan
going to be in P3.
So this is looking very, very special for Tom here. This could finally be the race for him to finally get his maiden podium.
As we've got Luke Punch and Psychomich in a bit of a train there.
So we've got Luke Punch and Psychomich. Yep, I can see it now. Oh, Senna's overtaken Hooky. And that means, yeah, that's a sign that it's time for the Inters to take their chance now. Dan's struggling as well. He's into the pit.
Dan drifts into the pit.
And yeah, both eyes are in now. And so is James Hook. So now the order's got to shuffle. Thomas is into second. Senna into first. They have Senna, man. And Senna and Topics are timed it just brilliantly, didn't they?
Oh, we got a yellow flag. It looks like a Toro Rosso in Sector 2 has spun. It's the Sonic Hawk again. Spun in the S's.
Wait, did he pit for softs, I wonder?
Yeah, he has pitted for softs.
Oh, no!
A bit of a mistake there from the Toro Rosso pit crew.
Miscommunication, guys. That's what I can say. Jans Light, he's out in P3. How did Jans Light manage to do that?
He's overtaken Tom. He stuck out on the new set of softs and got enough time ahead to pit and come out in front of Tom.
That is
going to
gonna
be very disheartened.
Oh man, that is so disheartening. But don't forget, remember, we've still got penalties to think about as well. So don't count your chickens just yet. People still got the penalties to sort out as well.
Yeah, I think Energy Dan's closing the gap on him, DCG, and Punch and Hooky are right behind each other's gearboxes. As Hooky makes the move on the outside of Psycho Mitch, it's not going to get it done. Going to the double right-hander, the four-man train, all so close to each other.
My goodness me! So now we're going to the wet part of the race. Don't forget, this rain, it's going to get heavier. It's going to get heavier towards the end. So don't forget the wet tyres is going to be a factor as well. Or it's these all these inters when runners going to prolong it to the end. It's a very difficult decision going into the latter part of the race as well. Don't forget this rain is going to get very harder.
Yeah, this four-man train going into the stadium section. It's so close to each other, and Luke makes the move on Punch.
Nice move.
Very wide.
Nice move there for Luke. Then that's very good. There into the Mexican grandstand section.
And he's going to have the better drive at the last corner.
Now
he's had a good drive on Psycho Mitch.
Yeah, it goes James Hooky, the Welsh wonder, the Welsh wizard is about to overtake Psycho Mitch into P9, and it's still side by side. And can the braking just be spot on? Yes, it can. And Psycho Mitch stays ahead. So it's now behind James Hook now. So these two are now swapped position. Oh, James Hook got a bit wide, but it's okay. It's off on its way.
Yeah, Luke's had a great drive out of the corner, and he's right up the gearbox of Psycho Mitch. I don't know if he's going to try and outbrake him into this first section.
No, the positions are going to stay. So for now, so all these drivers now all good and proper, and I'm off to go ahead. Alan gets a 3-second time code for multiple warnings. So now he's going to be have that over his head.
As Sonic Hawk is now pitted for intermediate tyres. He's on the correct tyres, so hopefully now he'll have a bit of a better race.
He's about to get lapped. He's about to get lapped by Senna though, so he's got to move out the way. Oh, and Luke, and look at this. These two are about to go ahead. And Luke and Psycho Mitch going side by side. They're going towards the right hand of the stadium section. And look at this. Luke is gone ahead of Psycho Mitch. So now these two are swapped. Oh! What a disaster for Luke, smacking his front wing into the barriers, and that's not going to be good news for him. And that's all the positions lost.
Yeah, he's lost so many places there.
He went a bit too deep, didn't he? He just lost it. I'm just having a look at what's going on down at this area at the moment. We've got a little bit of a battle going on between Xander and DCG. So these two are about to go in the battle with Energy Dan just behind as well. Oh man, this is exciting.
Pulled away. A nice bit there from DCG. Nice gap there.
The braking, you've got to think about alternative braking as well going into this section as well. We've got Pro Oliver Punch and Head is about to have a little go at each other, but it's all good for now. So we'll concentrate on this battle with Xander and DCG. Tom is still just hanging on to Jan's light, so still 7 seconds, and so I wouldn't say Tom's out of the picture yet. It's all down to when the rain gets heavier.
Yeah, if they might have to pit for wets, possibly, if the rain does get heavier.
For Oliver, still 4 tenths.
Wiggle, gives Xander the good drive into the second stage section. He makes the move on the outside.
Oh, lovely. Lovely move from Xander. Spot on braking, spot on turning, spot on grip, and that's him.
And Oliver he can move on Broomy. On Psycho Mitch.
Still holds on, so these two. And just don't get a touch as well.
Just a touch.
There's a little touch, and that's gonna annoy Pro Oliver a lot. That's gonna really annoy him a lot.
Punch has gone par through as well.
Nice move there from Punch as well. So now the positions have swapped, and now these two are ahead of Pro Oliver. So wow, amazing.
Oh, Xander's gone in front of DCG.
He has as well. You mean Xander got ahead of him already when he came to the stadium section?
I thought they switched back on the straight. I was watching on the Delta.
The old Ryan Delta, the good old Ryan Delta. So now Psycho Mitch, Broomy and Energy Dan now have close quarters.
Yeah, only 5 tenths on the gap.
So yeah, let's look on the top three. So Senna's ahead, well, 6.2 seconds ahead of Topics, and who's now ahead of Jans Lights, who's 3.9. So Jans Lights is still touching on the Topics there.
Yeah, it's a 6 seconds gap from Topics to Senna, and 4 seconds from Jans Lights to Topics. It could close up. Anyone could find some pace.
But Jans Light is pulling away from Tom, so it's now 9.5 seconds. So these two, so Jans Light is definitely putting a gap out on Tom. So it's all about who can react fastest when the rain gets heavier. So let's before any of that, let's have a look at Broomy. How can do his Dan here. It's now 7:10.
Massively from DCG.
Yeah, as well. Zanet's got a very good car underneath him, so obviously his setup is looking very good. We've got Adam all over the back of Sajkovic once again. It's closing. It's closing. 3 tenths to 2. 2 tenths goes to 1. It's now starting to 0. It's side by side going into turn 1. Thomas has got a 3-second penalty.
Touch. It's so close to each other. Punch has spun a bit. He's lost the rear.
Yeah, and he has, and that's for all of the opponent motive back. But breaking news, Topics has got a 3-second penalty. Topics got a 3-second. Now that's going to play a factor. And now that's going to play a factor. Oh, and Adam's so close to in the back of Bro Oliver there, but nothing wrong doing there.
This gives a chance for Sajkovic to pull away from the train, get some fresh air.
Tom now 11.5 now behind Jans Lights now, so Tom's obviously playing the safe game at the moment.
Oh, and James Hookey has spun, he's lost the front wing on the left side.
Yes, he has.
Coming through the S's.
Now, was he been touched, or did he spun off by himself?
Just, no fault with his own.
Oh dear, bad luck for James Hook.
Very deep again.
Yeah, it's a downforce. He's off front. No, he's got no front downforce. He's got to come in now. Now James Hook's got a decision to make. Is he going to go wet, or is he going to stay on the inters?
Let's see what he does.
Oh,
very deep.
Last year I did crash into that wall last year, so don't remind me of that, of course. James Hook. Let's keep an eye on James Hook here, Ryan, because I want to see what size it goes on. You can have a look at Pro Oliver if you want when he takes on Sajkovic.
Yeah, he's just going to make the move.
Let's have a look at it now.
Braking.
No, still.
He's not going to get it done.
No, fresh tyres for James Hook. It's fresh tyres, fresh inters. No, it's wet.
No, he's gone for the wets.
He's gone for wet. Now, that's going to play a factor. He's playing the early game.
He's going to have more pace.
The weather is it's looking a little bit heavier.
It's definitely looking like wet. It's definitely wet. His punch has gone past Pro Oliver. Pro Oliver went very deep into the first stadium section.
Now let's keep an eye on the weather here and James Hook, because it could be a move.
It looks like he's got some good pace on the wets already.
He's looking okay, but we'll have to have a look at it. We have to have a look at how he gets. We'll keep an eye on how he gets on, and let's see how the other. Have a look at the other drivers, see how they can react.
You know, I think he's made the right call there.
Well, let's see what's coming in here, because the weather is starting to get a little bit harder. It's the and punt, and Adam gets spun, and he's into the wall. No, Adams. How many times he faced the wall today? But he's lucky not to have his front wing cut off. But good brakes there, I must admit.
James Hook has gone for the S's, and he's just losing the rear. He's got a lot of O's there. Just caught it.
But as you can see, Ryan, the weather is starting to go a little bit more harder. So those wet tyres might as well play a factor.
Yeah, James Light has caught up to almost 1 second on Topics. So he's closed the gap massively. He's now pulled a 14-second gap on Tom.
So obviously, Jans Light is absolutely flying here in Mexico. You never know, Ryan. You could see.
Right off his gearbox.
Let's have a look here. Let's have a look at Broomy and Dan. Nice to keep it nice and tiny. Let's go on board with Sajkovic. Nice and gentle for the S section. Dan and Sajkovic handled it superbly. It's now down to the stadium section. Nice and tight, nice and steady. Yeah, you can see Jan Slice is now nearly in the DRS zone, and Sonic Hawk retires from the century. He's had enough. He's had enough of this race, and that means we're now down to 15 magnificent drivers handling the wet.
Pro Oliver is right behind Cyclemich, comes to the second stadium section.
And it's looking close, isn't it, between the two of them? And then we can see Jan Slice is just touching under us. He's now under a second now on Topics.
Cyclemich is pitted.
He's penning for the wet. He's penning for the wet. We all know he's got to pit for the wet. So now the time is, yeah, the rain is getting a lot more heavier. Now it depends what the leaders are going to do.
Yeah, G-Man's also pitting now.
It's time for the wets, Ryan. It's wet tyres time here in Mexico.
Yeah, are we going to see Senna pit? Is he going to pit for the wets? He's coming up behind James Hook. He's right up the chuff with James Hook.
Let's have a look at Senna here. Let's have a look what Senna does. Is he going to go into the pits for the wets?
Oh, Jan Slice is only 5/10 behind Topics. He's closed the gap hugely.
Senna Senna's not pitting just yet, so Senna's staying out. But let's have a look at Senna
closing up on Topics.
Here we go, these two are about to have a little squabble, and let's see what the Ferrari Jan's Lights are going to do. I'll tell you what, fair play to Jan's Lights, man, because he's spun around like twice, he's still in P3.
It's flying, he's gaining on Topics. He's right on this gearbox, he's going to move to the inside.
And that should be moved done, in my opinion. Oh, but
Topics is
brilliant!
What
wow! Topics, brilliant defending! Take that, Jan's Lights!
Driving there from Topics.
That was brilliant on the brakes. No one usually does that in the wet, but that is fantastic. But now you can see, Ryan, standing water is about to reappear on the track.
Yeah, as Jan Slice trying to make the move on the outside.
Look at the switch. Look at that Alonso switchback, and he's staying behind Topics for now. But you can see Jan Slice's got so much more confidence, even the inters, in these very torrential conditions.
Yeah, they're so close to each other. Now comes to the S. Look at this rain coming down. It's definitely time for the wet tyres.
It's definitely wet tyres. So
I've got a yellow flag as a Williams just spun. Please don't say it's Tom.
It's not Tom. It's
James Tookie on the wets.
Breathe, gentlemen. Breathe for Tom's fans there. Breathe. We're all good for now. So let's have a look at Jan's Lights as James Hook will get himself back onto the track, and off he goes again. But now let's see what Senna's doing. Senna staying out to see what Topics and Lights will do. Are these two coming in?
Got the pace.
Topics is coming in. Topics is coming in. The first front runner to come into the pits is Topics. So that means Jan Slice will take second place. Let's see what. So the first person out from the front runners is Topics. What's Tom gonna do?
Yeah, hopefully Tom's gonna. No, he's gonna stay out on the inters.
No, he's in. Oh no, that's James Hook. That's James Hook. Tom's staying out.
He's retired. James Hook's retired.
Oh, shames, man, shames. Unlucky there for James Hook.
Topics has pitted for new Inter tyres, so that's interesting call.
He has as well, so that's a very brave call for Topics.
I'd say the track is looking a lot like wet tyres.
That is a very brave move. So they're still thinking it's still into period. So that is very interesting to see. We haven't got lots to go. Do you think, Ryan, they're going to try and long these inters out to the end?
Well, possibly. Tom's in a great position here to hopefully long the inter tyres out and possibly get a podium. There's only 11 laps left.
11 is that?
Sadler gets a 3-second time penalty.
Is there 11 to go? Is there? Jeez. Wow.
Oh, sorry, it's only 9 to go, sorry. Get my maths. Only 9 laps to go.
9 laps to go. Tom can finally get his first maiden podium here in SFR, but still got Brumi is still stuck behind. I'll tell you now, Brumi's frustration is going to be colossal at the moment.
Yeah, just trying to push so hard to get past the energy, Dan.
But Dan's driving has been absolutely brilliant at the moment, keeping Brumi behind. But start saying that,
3-second time penalty.
And saying that he gets the time penalty, but Dan is not gonna care at all. He wants to stay in that P5 as long as he can. But let's see. I don't know if Brumi's got any penalties, but we'll have to prolong this out. Senna starts the next lap of the Grand Prix. Let's see. Oh, Shannonbrid's in. Tom's in. Tom is in.
Oh,
Tom is in.
Going for?
Is it wet for Tom? So
it looks like new Inters.
It is new Inter tyres, so Tom is going to stay on the Inter tyres. So Dan goes into 4th.
So it looks like the tyres only last for about 11 laps. But is that going to cost him third place?
He's 6th now, so what's Senna going to do? What's Lights going to do? Topics is in a very good position at the moment to possibly get past Lights again. It's all down to Lights now, but look at the weather, look at the track. It's literally turning even wetter.
Yeah, as I think cycling is just going to be lapped by Senna any moment now.
Let's have a look at Senna. Is he pitting? Senna is pitting.
Here he goes. I expect he's going to be going on Inters.
Yeah, it's going to be Inters surely for Senna, because he's going to be following one of the other drivers to do it. Where's Jans Light? He's about to come into the last corner now. Is he pitting as well?
He's going to stick out.
He's sticking out. So where's Senna? What's Senna doing? New Inters. So yeah, the drivers are thinking themselves, you know what? Forget the wets. We're staying on the Inters to the end. So
yep,
I'm surprised.
Come back out in second.
So it's down to Light has still got a pit yet as well. If he can prolong these into tyres, but we'll have to see what happens. Topics is 32 seconds.
I think his Inters were 2 laps younger than Senna's, so possibly Young's Light can go to the end.
If he could prolong these to the end, that would be an amazing result for Jans Lights there on here at GP4. Let's have a look at Senna now. Let's have a look at what's going on. Brumi still stuck behind Dan, and for pretty much the most of this race. Brumi is still
3 second time penalty.
Yes, exactly. Is that all good? We're coming to an end. Let's have a look how Tom's getting on. Still 6.4 behind. He's got Zander all over the back of him in the Toro Rosso. So this could be a very intense finish.
Zander's right up the chop of Shadow Britain.
Here we go, Zander pushing hard towards Shadow Britain. It's not going to be enough. He's got to stick behind that Williams for now. But now it's all about a matter of when and when the other drivers are pitting. What about Jans Light? Where is he at? He's scheduled to the last corner now. Is he going to pit? Is he going to prolong? But thinking about Senna, he's coming in now. Topics, he's coming towards the stadium section now. Topics could jump ahead of Jans Light after Jans Light's come out of the pit. Here's Jans Light down to the stops.
I don't think he's going to make it. Oh, I don't know. He's already left the pits.
Topics is around the last corner. Topics around the last corner. He's onto the main straight now. This is going to be very close. So God, what he has. Topics stays in second.
Topics has timed that perfectly.
Beautifully done from Topics. And now Jans Light, he's got
closer to Engidan.
It's still a bit too far for Brumi though, isn't it?
Oh, Zander's closing the gap on Tom down the final straight.
Zander looks closer to Tom.
Max on hot lap.
And is it going to be enough? No, not yet. Oh, he's having a little bit of a look.
Very late.
He's had a little look, didn't he?
Oh, he's going to try and get a good exit out of the third corner. It looks like he has.
Oh, good traction from Zander. Now Tom's going to be a real spot to bother.
Oh, is he going to make the move? Is he going to brake late?
Let's have a look how late he is on the brakes.
He's going he's going to cut the corner.
No, and I must admit, Tom did leave space. Tom did leave space there for Zander.
Yeah, but Zander's... Oh, he's lost the rear a bit. He's going to lose a bit of traction there, a bit of time. Oh, this is great driving. He's so close to one another. When you come through the S's, this is where you make all this time.
6 laps to go here in the Mexico Grand Prix, and Energy Down is still P4, Bruni is still P5, Sonic Hawk has led the session, so bad luck to him. But look at the weather now, Ryan, look at it, now it's thundering down.
Yeah, this is going to be so hard for drivers to see what's going on if they're right behind the car with the spray.
Fair play to the drivers though, sticking now on the Inters and pitting for new Inters as well. Fair play to all of them for prolonging it now.
Yeah, it looks like Brumi and Energy Down are going to have to pit, or possibly they might stick out to the end.
They're most likely going to stick out to the end because now 13, 14 lap old Inters.
Oh, we got someone out on sector 1. It's a Haas. It's either Luke or just Yalden.
It's most likely it's Gislodian. Yeah, it looks like Gislodian. Zander is all over the back of Shadow Britain again. It's going down towards the end of the main straight. Having a little bit of a major down the inside. He's going to be late to the brakes, and Tom still stays ahead.
He's going to try again, get good traction at the third corner as Tom has a bit of oversteer moment. Again, great traction out the third corner.
Here we go now. Is Zander close
room.
enough? Tom is holding off Zander absolutely brilliantly, going down in towards the next corner, and it's still not
right
enough.
Off the gearbox of energy down at the moment. About to enter the S's stage. Oh, he's lost a bit of time there. And Zander's got 3-second time penalty.
That's going to be good news for. That's going to be a little bit good news, but we need to find out what penalties bring out towards the end of the race. What's Jans Lights getting on? Jans Lights is still 7.2 behind. Great camera shot here of Tom and Zander going through the S section from the helicopter cam as they fly towards the stadium section. That's a great shot, that.
Zander's trying so hard to close the gap. And Tom.
So what?
Tom could be looking for podium because Energy Dan took penalties. Brumi has penalties. If Tom can keep pushing...
But it depends on Jans Lights as well, see if he got penalties as well.
So it could come down to the finish line and seeing what the penalties are.
Just loading in the pits as well. He's going for a new set of inters. So now it all depends on penalties. Is Zander close enough?
Pushing again.
Oh, here comes Zander. Can he give another go? No, Tom. I'll tell you now, credit to Tom, man. He's really doing well holding off against Zander, but is it a matter of time, I suppose?
Yeah,
he's a lot more closer.
Great traction again.
He's looking a lot more closer now, isn't he? He's looking a lot more closer. Tom's really defending well, but I don't think he's going to hold off for too much. Zander's having another go. Tom is still stuck, still stays ahead. Great defending there for Tom.
Zander's still pushing really hard. He's going to try and close the gap.
Brumi's having the same problem as well with Dan as well. I'll tell you what, credit to Dan and Tom, they're holding off supremely well. But to hold off this pressure for these amounts of laps.
Oh, Tom slows down a lot there on the S's.
Here comes Tom now.
Trying to stay on the track.
Look at that, it's now 0.2 of a second now between the two of them. Zander's got another look, still stays behind.
Brake very early there, very cautious.
I think Zander's waiting. I think Zander's waiting to the long straight.
It's right up Tom's gearbox.
Oh my goodness me, Ryan, it's all down to for these four drivers, isn't it? Is Brewer going to take Dan, and is Zander going to take Tom? Off they go again. Is Tom got a good amount of traction going out of the turn? He does. Great traction there for Tom out of the last corner.
Yeah, he's got a great gap, but Zander is closing the gap again. Into the first corner. It's just a repeat every lap.
4/10.
He's much further behind this time, though.
He's a bit further. I'll tell you what, fair play to Tom's traction coming out of the last corner because it's really saving his place in the moment.
Oh, but Zander again got great traction out of the third corner. Pull over, overtakes.
It's a bit of a repeat, isn't it? Like you said, Ryan. It's like Tom going out of the last corner and Zander coming out turn 3. It's just repeat.
Oh!
I thought we got white Tom out there, but great driving from Zander to keep away from Tom's back end there. So he's got to stay behind him for another lap, but he hasn't got much more time left.
And Brumi's still pushing on energy, Dan. Zander's so close to Tom coming for the S's. Tom's definitely not got to put the pace through here.
Look at Zander's very comfortable in sector 2. And it looks like Tom is close. I think, in my opinion, I think Tom's as good as sector 3, and I think
Zander braking very early into that corner.
He doesn't want to risk it, doesn't he?
Later.
I think he doesn't want to risk it going into that section of corner.
Yeah, he's going to try and get good traction out the last corner. Oh, he's got a bit of oversteer.
And Tom's traction again of the last corner is phenomenal.
Yeah, look at him just pull away.
So again, Tom is just really biting the tyres into the surface really, really splendidly. We've got 2 laps to go here at the Mexico Grand Prix. If you do like the racing here, like and subscribe. We're live every Monday, of course. You never know, we could see Ryan again next week. You never know who I'm going to be with in these random lot of cars or commentators. You never know.
The top 3.
Oh, Zander's closer now. Sorry to interrupt. Zander's a lot closer. 2/10 of a second. Is it going to be enough now? Is it finally going to be the time? He's going for it. Oh, it's the same again. And Tom sticks his car in the middle of the circuit.
Xander needs to learn from his mistakes and possibly go for a move on the outside instead of going for the inside every time.
But the problem is, Ryan, is Tom is way positioned his car. It's absolutely perfect. Xander's got no way around the Williams.
Yeah, Tom is making that car as wide as the track.
So Ryan, we're going towards the final 2 laps. Who's going to be your driver of the day?
Well, it looks like it's going to be Tom. He's had such a good try of defending off Xander here.
So there you heard it, guys. If you want to vote for your driver of the day, it's now your time to shine. In the comment section, please vote for your driver of the day. We're going to give you the position changes now. I'm about to bring them up.
It's going to have to be Tom. He's made so many places. And the defending from today.
And again, he's just pulling away in that last. Tom's last corner is absolutely phenomenal. Just pulling away from Xander. He's got no chance. DCG's made the most positions, made 10 positions, DCG. So fair play to him.
He does have quite a few time penalties though. He's 11 seconds behind Xander, but Luke's right behind him, only 6 seconds. So possibly Luke can jump ahead of him.
So this is it now. Turn to the final 2 laps. Is Xander finally? Look at the gap Tom's pulled on Xander already. Just the last corner for Tom. It's paying all dividends, and his defending is nothing but cost.
Oh, Senna gets a 3-second time penalty. Is it going to cost him though?
Nah, I don't think it's got. You know Senna, Ryan. You know Senna.
Anything can happen.
I don't. Nah, it's not for me, Ryan. I think Senna's playing about with us. He knows Senna.
It could never know. It could get in his head, and he could, he looks at it and thinks, "Oh shit." But you never know. It looks like
apologies there for swearing there for Ryan. Apologies there for Ryan swearing there, but that's him. So, but now, is Xander finally going to go for it? No, Tom still stays ahead. Goodness me, Tom, you're giving us a good show of defending class here. But let's see if Xander can counteract Tom in this final quarter. Let's watch along. Xander's POV.
I think Xander's just going to have to give up. He's got the 3-second time penalty. So
and there goes Tom again, streaking away. I think in my mind he's a lot more closer. It's now under 0.5 of a second. He's in the slipstream zone. Can he finally get past Tom here in the final stages of the race?
I'll tell you what, he's gaining a lot more than he did on the last laps. Is he going to go for it?
No, it's just not enough. Tom still stays ahead. And I'll tell you what, credit.
The Mercedes stops on the track.
And that's G-Man. That's G-Man has spun. But let's have a look at another shout as well to Energy Dan as well. He's kept Brumi behind for the remainder of this race. And Tom still stays ahead.
And Tom's actually closing up to Brumi. Is he going to possibly get him on the last lap?
Get out of here. That's crazy.
This could be incredible. He's closing the gap even more. It's 7 tenths.
Let's have a look at Senna. Sorry about that. Senna just won the Grand Prix. So well done to Senna. Well done to him. Topics. It's about to cross the line now into P2. Here he comes now. Comes through. Last corner. Cruising along to take P2. Young's lights about to take P3. Ryan says keep an eye on for me on the other guys behind.
Yep, just keeping an eye on Tom and Xander. Tom is definitely closing the gap between him and Brumi. And Brumi's trying to go for the overtake, and he gets it done!
Oh, Bruni finally does it! He finally does it on the outside! Fantastic! Tom's gone through! Can he finally get fourth place for Tom maybe? Xander's in the back of Dan! And can Tom gonna get P4? He does! Tom gets P4!
He's gonna live through! Oh, this is incredible!
Tom gets P4, unbelievable. Tom will be ecstatic with that. And I'll tell you what, fair play to Tom there, because he absolutely earned that P4. Fair play to him. Luke now comes home with P5. I can't even say the positions. P9, Peralta gets P9, Luke gets P10. Psychovic is going to get P11 with Adam in P12, as he's not close enough just yet.
Absolute brilliant drive from Tom. I can't believe it. Unfortunate for Energy Dan just ran into low fuel mode right at the end.
Oh, did he run out of fuel? Oh my gutted.
That's why he was just crawling along, just couldn't find it. He had no fuel left.
I think it's fair to say that Tom gets driver of the day, because the drivers in the chat are saying it as well. Fair play to Tom there, but let's give credit to Senna again, right? That guy cannot stop winning.
Yeah, he's won again. Everyone knew it was coming. Again, it was a smashing race from him. Pitted exactly when he needed to. Made it all the right choices.
Unbelievable.
Wow, what a race.
What a race. And Senna gets the champagne out along with Topics. And shout out to Jens Light as well on his first race for GP4. He gets his maiden podium as well. Tom is very, very, very happy with that. He's in the comms chat right now. He's very happy for what he's done there. And he's thoroughly happy with that. And I don't blame him. So that's it. Race done. Into the standings for the ending of this race. Senna wins the race, of course. I told you he had enough of the gap, Ryan, by the way. You never listen. So we go to Topics in P2, Janslight P3, Driver of the Day in P4, Mr. Defending himself, Tom Cotton into Broomy in P5, Dan in P6, just didn't hold on to much, and he forgot to save his fuel. Unlucky. Xander into P7, DCG in P8, Pro Oliver in P9, Luke in P10, Psychomich in P11, Punching Your Head in P12, G-Man classified as P13, as Gislodian in P14. The retired drivers are, I couldn't remember because of course I was spoken too long in some other areas. But shout out to Tom, man. He absolutely smashed it when it comes to defending and traction out that corner in such treacherous conditions.
Just,
unbelievable.
Inviting our 3 front runners at the moment to get him into a bit of an interview.
So yeah, this is, and I'd love to speak to Tom, man. I would love to speak to Tom. I know it's supposed to get the podium winners, but I want to get Tom into this party. I'd love to speak to Tom how we did it. I know it's podium, but I'd love to speak to Tom how he does it. I mean, that's incredible. I want to speak to Tom if I must. So let's get the drivers in now. I want to get Tom in for an interview. I want to get Tom in, Senna, because his race is absolute racecraft. Is Tom in as well. I know he got 4th, but I want to get Tom in
because you told me about it.
Unbelievable. And let's get Topics as well. Did you invite Topics as well? By the way, Ryan, I think you got Topics in you. I'll get him in. Don't you? I'll get him in. No, I suggested it to you. And let's get Jans Lights in as well, because he is our 3rd place position. Let's get Lights in. I want to get you in, Tom, because I had to say. We'll get to it in this. We'll get to you in a second. We'll get to you in a second. There you are. There you are. Suggested Jans Lights to you.
No, mate, it's becoming pretty statutory, isn't it?
Right. Now we got our runners in here. Let's start with, of course, the well, the man who just can't stop winning. Senna, another victory for you. When's this winning streak going to end?
When Germany? Yeah, I'm feeling great the last few weeks. I'm driving really good, and if you take Germany out of it, it's my 11th podium or something in a row. So yeah, I'm enjoying it.
I mean, when the rain started to come down as well, because the weather, of course, it's just when it came to the weather, you just got to say it started to come down a lot, and the rain started to come down. Why were you all not still on inters? Because me and Rob was predicting the wets.
I just did also from the normal tires to the inters. I just did it on the feeling I had, not because Jeff said anything or something. Because the wet rain, I don't know. I was still feeling comfortable on the inters, so I didn't know why to change it then.
And you have to say, race start, was it a bit sketchy, the race start going into turn 1?
Yeah, I tried to give space to everyone, and the McLaren had me on the outside, and Lights just lagged through me, so yeah, that was kind of annoying to start, but yeah, after safety car restart, I found the rhythm, and I just maintained that through the whole race.
Any questions for you, Ryan, for our winner?
just perfectly timed pit stops. You know, you came out. I think it was just came out behind Yang's light, but it was obvious you were gonna retake the lead once he pitted. Just absolutely brilliant. Timed it perfectly on the softs and quali as well. Sorry, on the mediums. Just lasted for the inters. Perfect race from you.
Thank you very much.
I don't actually think you put a foot wrong, except for the one time penalty, but it didn't make a difference. So
yeah, I was cruising the last 5 laps, so yeah, it happens. Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations, man.
GG.
That's really to watch.
Now topics P2. Now you had a good fight with Jan's Lights from fighting over for P2 as well, and you timed the stops absolutely brilliant. And you earned yourself a P2. How do you feel about
that? Lucky.
Well, what do you think of Jan's Lights today?
To be fair, I've never heard of him before. I've never watched any of the reserve races, so I've not actually seen him race if he has been doing it in there. But he's got some good pace, to be fair to him, and I was actually quite shocked that I actually had to have a bit of a fight with someone else other than Senna, really. But yeah, he's got some good pace to him, and fair play to him for taking it to me.
I mean, I have to say, your time with the stop there on the second part of the Inters, that was beautifully well timed to get that second place. How do you feel when you have topics underneath from those pit stops?
Again, mate, it was just same as Senna, really. It was just on the feeling I had on my tyres. I just thought we'd gone off, but with how wet the track was, I just didn't feel like it was wet enough to go on to the wet tyres. I felt if I had done, I'd have just lost so much time. So I thought if I put on another set of inters, with maybe the conditions of the track not staying for inters, maybe Yang's Light might have gone in and gone on inters, and he might have struggled, which I don't know if he did struggle, but he definitely didn't pull the gap back on me as what he did on the first time on inters. So yeah, I was pretty happy.
So any thoughts going to the American Grand Prix?
It's going to be another one of those. I don't like Mexico at all, and to be fair, to finish P2, I'm lucky, very, very lucky, because I didn't imagine I was going to get near a podium today. So I think next week it's probably going to be a bit of the same, really. It's not a fan favourite, really.
But fair play, P2, well done. So
yeah, well done, topics.
Cheers, mate.
Jan's Lights, and now I do know your name because you were my teammate once upon a time, and that's you, Jerome, and I do know your name. Now, first, I think this is your first race here in SFR, and you didn't compete in the Reserve Championship. You went straight in as a reserve, and you got your first podium in your first race here. So, well, I don't think it's your first podium with us, but, fair play with your P3, man. Now, I want to know, was you and anything down in a party chat with anything? Because the both Ferraris were having a bit of an incident.
No, we wasn't in the party, but we wasn't in a party in today's race. I wanted to invite him to one, but I lagged out because of my internet today. It wasn't the best, but it should be better for next week. But next week, if I'm back reserving in the Ferrari, maybe me and him can get in the party again.
Now, was that? Do you think you and Dan couldn't actually talk this out? Because it was quite a hefty incident when you actually touched.
No, I think that was partly my fault. I was being a bit too aggressive because I was at the back of the grid. I just wanted to be up there, battling with like the fastest people on the track. But no, Energy Dan did put up a good fight. He's really great at defending. I didn't know he was that good, But I'm so happy with the result me and him had. It was unlucky that he got a punch in the last couple of corners, but me and him managed to put on a good show for Ferrari. I managed to bring home some good points. That's
good then. So, I think Ryan wants to ask you how was actually your race planned out?
Well, me with the pit stop strategies, I never get them right. As when Senna Martins and Todd Picks went into the pits, I stayed out another lap, and as soon as they came in, DRS got disabled, and I had to stay out. But it wasn't the best lap there. But the race, I was obviously planning to start on the medium compound tires because I was looking for that. When it said rain towards the end, I thought I could take the mediums and stretch them all the way towards the end, but due to the crash and because rain coming out very early, I decided to go into the softs.
Any questions for you to third place, Ryan?
Just Did you feel that you were maybe like too aggressive? Because obviously you were pushing it so much, you were overtaking like there was no tomorrow. Some of them maybe were a bit too aggressive, as the one that caused you to spin on the S's.
I think yeah, that was a bit too aggressive. I mean, he's my team at the end of the day. We need to show some respect, and that was my fault, which I'll take full responsibility for. Some overtakes I've done wasn't as aggressive. Like overtake I've done on topics, I tried to not be as aggressive. As I was watching the stream, I heard he got a penalty. Just try to be as calm as possible. Yeah.
There were some great overtakes as well. The double overtake you did halfway through the race. It was brilliant, taking advantage of the drivers off the track. Absolutely brilliant stuff.
I also want to mention as well. Actually, that the youth topics actually put out a blinding defensive manoeuvre, late braking into the first corner there. I don't know how you managed to put on the brakes there.
About that.
I'm not gonna lie, I need some clean underwear for after that one. I just saw him go on the brakes and just on the line and where I was on the track, I just hit the brakes as hard as I could, and I didn't think I was gonna get round and to be able to slow down in time. But it was a good move. It was pretty ballsy, but yeah, I definitely need to change my underwear after that one.
I think that's going to be the, speaking of defensive moves, I think that's one of the best defending moves that we ever seen in wet conditions, controlling the Inters in such difficult conditions, and you pull that off. It's absolutely amazing, but fair play. So, let's go. I missed the shadow.
Right,
no, I have to. No, I have to admit, Tom, I don't know how you did. Our pure masterclass,
mate. It helps that he's my main rival in the midfield now. Nah, but seriously, I have a lot of respect for Zander because he's come on so strong throughout the second half of the season, and before today he's been taking. Obviously it can still happen, but he's taken so much advantage out of. He's taken a massive advantage out for me being inconsistent throughout the second half of the season, but. He's a quality driver. You've got to give him that. But how I held on, I will not know.
Anything from you, Ryan, to miss a defendant?
Oh, just absolutely brilliant stuff from you, Tom.
Yeah.
Every lap, like since the second Inters you fitted, it was the first corner. Who get the best traction? And then can you defend into the fourth corner, just shutting the door perfectly every time, and then getting the traction out of the last corner perfectly every time.
That's what I want to know as well. How did you actually, I just want to know myself, how on earth did you get the purchase of the tyres on the last corner? Because you pulled like some good free 10s out of Zander.
Good question. I think it was all about finding the right lines through there and braking as early as possible. But ultimately, I think it was, mate, that race, I know I only came fourth, but that race felt like a podium to me, especially for how I held on throughout the last 14, well, the last couple of laps, well, throughout the whole weather, but, mate.
Unbelievable.
You're going to need that.
I tell you what, I've been at Scuba Redemption after last week.
It was.
Yeah, and on the last lap as well, when the Ferrari in front of you just started slowing down, did you panic and think, you know?
No, I wouldn't say I panicked, but I just thought, because there was a gap there, heading towards the last couple of corners, I thought, right, screw it, just go for it. And then I did and came P4 thanks to Broomy, who picked up a penalty, but again, I want to give massive credit to Dan for how he raced tonight, because he's had his struggles this season.
Oh, he's been very strong in the latter part of the season.
Yeah, he deserves this result. I'm really happy for him.
I mean, let's go to that's you, Senna. We've got America coming up, and let me guess, another victory. Senna, he's gone to sleep. He's gone to sleep. So yeah, Tom, let's your thoughts on America.
What?
Oh no, he's woken up. Oh my god, he's back from the dead. So yes.
Yeah, it was such a long talk, so.
So yeah, your thoughts of America.
I don't really know. I kind of like it. It's a bit similar as several tracks this season. So, yeah, I think I'm feeling quite comfortable there.
And Tom, same question. America coming up.
Whew. I mean, it's a track I feel relatively good on for pace, but if I can maintain that pace and keep it out of trouble, then why not go for one? Why not go for a podium, or maybe even a win?
I really
if I'm
hope
lucky?
so. I think you finally deserve a podium here in SFR. I really hope it does come for you next week.
I think I've been
Pelotard-
shafted in Silverstone, Monaco, but yeah, I mean, there's positives. Continue. Sorry.
Yeah, hopefully that you'll get your
I hope
maiden
so.
podium. We'll hopefully get to see the
Yeah.
Jans lights as well and the Ferraris. We never know what they could be capable
Yeah, I
of and
hope so,
everything else.
mate.
Yeah. So that's
Just
it.
gotta work hard for
GP4.
it.
GP4 is now finished, and we're going to be moving on to GP.
Well done to the top three as well.
Yeah, GG's
They
on them.
bloody deserve it.
Yeah, bloody. That's one way of putting it. So yeah, so we're going to GP3 now, where Senna's coming out of the car and into the comms box with his fellow train game.
I'm commentating.
Hey,
No.
you're not commentating. Fair enough. That's something I've never heard of. So yeah,
no!
Ryan is going to be in the car
Ryan,
next week,
sorry.
so that'll be enjoyable to see of Ryan to see how he gets on in GP3 and everyone else in that matter. Thank you for watching GP4. We'll see you next Monday for the American Grand Prix. Is from me, Cole Oliver, and everyone else in GP4 is tada.